I've noticed that a lot of contour tutorials out there are all about creating a very specific effect, often about making our features look less soft. It's about sculpting, chiseling, lifting, trying to create a jawline, trying to create the effect of hollowness here. But what if you have softer features? You have a round face, full cheeks, chubby cheeks. Hello, that's me. Raise your hand in the comments down below if that's you as well. And maybe you try these techniques and you find it just doesn't work. I was thinking recently about how when I was in art school, we learned to draw a sphere. And it was about bringing out dimension and creating the illusion of roundness and fullness, how light, shadow, midtones, all that worked to create that effect. Well, why aren't we doing the same thing for our round features? The spherical parts of our face, if you will, instead of trying to fight that. So today I want to share with you all the ways I've learned to contour my face to bring dimension into it so I can bring out that aspect of my beauty even more. Because it is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with full faces. They give the effect of joyfulness. I find soft cheeks and soft features just very lush and sensual in their own way, and just generally give this kind of vitality. And I'm all about leaning into that if that's part of what your natural face looks like. And I should also say that most of our faces are a mosaic of different types of features, from parts that are angular, maybe have very almond eyes or sharp brows, but then round cheeks, or maybe have sculpted cheeks, but then very round eyes. We are all our own personal mosaic, so learning different techniques based on what your features give off naturally can just really help you in the long run, because you're just working with what you have, honoring what you have, and just bringing your natural beauty to life. So the plan for today is to share all the techniques I've learned over the years to help me honor my full face. There's a lot of steps you can pick and choose. You can use one element, you can use all the elements, but in general, it's just about bringing that sense of roundness and lushness into my features with makeup. So that's the plan for today. Let's get into it. Before going in with any coverage, I really like to bring some highlight to the apples of my cheeks. So finding that fullest point, and that's where I'm really gonna focus, glow, and highlight. There's nothing like someone with full cheeks, and they smile and they move, and the apples of the cheeks are just popping and glowing. It really makes them look very juicy, very lush, very full. And when I'm applying highlighter, I often do apply most of the highlighter right to the fullest part of my cheek, rather than the top of my cheekbone. I do that sometimes, but when it comes to this technique, it's about that fullest, most voluminous part of the cheek or the face. Then many of us tend to go into foundation for a full face of makeup. And in doing so, a lot of the time we lose a lot of dimension. You start to make this blank canvas with your features. So this is when contouring, blush, and all that can start to really come in handy to bring back that dimension after we've essentially wiped out all dimension from our face with foundation. Now, when it comes to contour, you're going to want to choose a shade that's most natural for you. And for some of us, it's not always a cool tone shade, though we are taught that contour should be cool. You can experiment. Honestly, for some people, bronzer might work better to create shape in the face. It's all about our specific skin tone. So I'm choosing a contour shade that's pretty neutral, kind of more like a taupe, rather than a very cool tone contour. It just works the most naturally for me. Now, you can definitely skip contour completely if you'd like, even though this is a contour tutorial, because blush is a huge way we're going to bring dimension to the cheeks as well. But if you do really want to pull out all the stops, you're going to want to find the area of your face where the volume sort of ends, like the bottom of the sphere where the shadow is. And you're not going to want to just take a contour stick and wipe on your face. That's when you start to overdo it. Even though we see that on Instagram all the time, it's really just for show. I mean, yes, sometimes it works, but that's when you end up with way too much contour. It too often looks like mud. I always recommend going in on a brush first and going in with a very light hand. Hold the bottom of the brush if you have trouble using a light hand, and just feather this right under that apple of your cheek or wherever you find there is fullness. Some people may find that just emphasizing right under here will work better. Some people may find they can very easily bring this contour all the way to the cheekbone. That's something I like to do. It kind of creates that pop-in Meryl Streep kind of cheek. And then I will use more rounded shapes. So rather than an angular line, I kind of round it off at the top. When I go into the temple, I kind of round it off. Think of almost like a C shape here from the temple down around to the cheek. And you can even go a little bit farther up here as well. Just follow your anatomy and the shapes you're seeing. If you ever need help figuring out what that is, you can try it with lighting, putting a light a little bit higher and seeing where those shadows naturally fall. And then when it comes to our jaw lines, look, not all of us have those snatched jaws. I have a very kind of shallow jaw. That's okay. But when I go in with a contour stick, like you see on Instagram all the time, just people wiping that contour stick, that color there, it just looks obvious. If I kind of move a certain way, you can see this line. So once again, go in right to the brush and just the lightest touch. Maybe you don't even draw a whole line. I often like to just right here kind of fill in a little bit of dimension since I kind of lose it ever so slightly too. Well, let's call it what it is, a little bit of jowlness. And that's it. Very soft, very soft. And then I like to also add a little bit of bronzer, especially during the summer. So what I do is I put the bronzer definitely on the high point of the forehead and then layer it ever so softly on the higher points of my face, just above where I did that contour, but kind of moving with the contour shades. Just ever so slightly layering a little bit of that warmth. It just looks really nice with my complexion, but maybe you're cool toned, feel free to skip that. But I just really like the effect both the contour and the bronzer create together. Blush is so integral, and we underestimate the fact that blush is a form of contour. And you can use blush in different kinds of ways to shape out the face and create different kinds of shapes. So one technique I love and use all the time is a two-tone blush technique where you have your transition blush that's a bit lighter and really plays into the fullness of your cheeks. So in this tutorial, I'm going in with a very light coral blush. I'm filling in essentially the whole full part of my cheek, the whole thing, basically going almost close into the nose, feathering it up to the cheekbone, all the way to the hairline, and then quite a bit lower than what modern blush techniques tell us to do. And then, like that analogy of the sphere, you bring a bit more attention to the fullest part of your cheeks, exactly where you use the highlight at the first step to then bring this saturated color right on the fullest part of your cheeks. I went in with a more vibrant orange, and it just creates that spherical effect. And in the next couple steps, we're just going to refine that a little bit more. And then taking a brightening shade of highlight, I'm going to think about where I want to kind of bring things forward to make the dimension I created pop even more. So some pretty common highlight points are right under the contour effect. This is pretty common with a lot of contour tutorials because it just adds that pop of something. Back to that sphere analogy, you often add right under the darkest shadow a little bit of highlight. That's what makes things look very alive. So I tend to highlight there, maybe a little bit of the chin just to bring out the front of the face forward, a little bit under the eye. And I've realized something why I like to highlight this part of the face, that is my nose bridge, is because this is the most angular part of my face. And I could lead into that. I could contour it out even more, but I find because I like to lean into the fullness of my features, I don't like to contour this out. I like to just add highlight because it almost flattens the dimension rather than brings it out and goes nicely with the full effect I'm leaning into on the rest of my face. That's something I realized recently. So you can kind of play with highlight as a way to complement the contours and the other dimensions you've created. You know, maybe a little bit on the top of the brow. Maybe you have rounder brows and that's going to help bring emphasis to that. That's what we're doing with contour, with highlight. We're choosing what points we want to bring that little bit of extra attention to. And then other parts of the face, like my eyebrows, I like to lean into a rounded shape rather than creating an angular shape. I could kind of go either way. You know, I could create a bit of an arch there or round it out. I just kind of go for that soft rounded look. So I'm going to consider if there's any parts of my face that also have roundness that I want to bring dimension to. So for example, I have full lips. So I usually accentuate them with a little bit of contour as well. Kind of a similar technique actually. So starting with a bit of contour under the lip where that shadow falls, just like our first contour step. Then shaping it out, adding a little bit of color, and then finishing it off with a bit more saturated color in the center, and then a bit of highlight as well. I find highlight, like I said at the beginning, kind of brings this juiciness. It makes things look full. And then when it comes to a glowy highlight, just like at the beginning, I often like to emphasize this apple of my cheek. So I've really been bringing the highlight down a little bit lower, right onto that apple. It just brings that lushness to the features, really emphasizes the apples of the cheeks, and then any other high points of the face you want to play with highlight. I just follow the natural contours of my brow bone, just softly using shadows to add that dimension and just go with what I'm seeing. Just kind of let the brush follow those natural curves. And that, my friends, is every technique I've thus discovered that's helped me to honor my softer features, from my full cheeks to my softer jawline. I find this kind of approach just has made me really come to love my full cheeks. I, for some reason, used to be a little bit self-conscious of them, but now I'm the opposite. I find them beautiful. I love that there's so much of a playground for blush here. And I think you can see by the end, the effect just looks very harmonious. And I mean, I personally feel it's brought out my natural beauty. And, you know, I don't look like Bella Hadid, but I do look like me. So I hope you come to love your chubby cheeks, your full soft face as well, and really have fun experimenting with these techniques. And the biggest thing I will say if you're starting this out for the first time is we're talking about softness. Use softness in your approach. Put the product on the brush first. Feather things out rather than going for those more harsh, intense lines that we often see on Instagram, because it's often for the effect of the reel, the transformation, but it's not always practical for every day. So that's it for this video. Toasty, let us take it away. All right, friends, that's it for this tutorial. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing if you like this kind of content. I love exploring ways that we can honor our natural features and all feel gorgeous and beautiful and badass and all the good things. And if you want to check out my Patreon for bonus content, that really helps support me and the channel. And Toasty puts a roof over his head. And until next time, may you all find yourselves a little bit of makeup magic, and we will see you in the next video. Bye, witches.